Hi guys, this is Mila's Projects. Welcome back to my channel. So this week I have a really cool project for you. I'm going to be upcycling this coffee table that I got from Facebook Market. So the first thing we're going to be doing is using a paint stripper, and I'll be linking that below. And we just want to apply an even coat all over the top surface of the coffee table. So just remember to do this in a well-ventilated area because the fumes were really strong. So 2 hours later, it was ready to go, and I just used a scraper tool to scrape off all of what looked like some stain and some top coat. And it didn't get everything off, so I did go in with my sander as well, just because I wanted it to sand as much as I can to hit the real wood. So the plan was to paint the bottom half of the coffee table, so I just gave it a light sanding with my sander and just wiped off all of the residue. So the front of the coffee table had the storage space with this door, and the doorknob and the whole door was just giving the whole coffee table an old vibe. So my husband helped me pop off that bumpy part on the top. And I guess back in the days that was decorative, but it was just not working for now. And so we just removed all of the hinges, and I used some wood filler to fill in all of these holes and stuff from ripping that bumpy thing off. After about an hour or two, it was completely dry, and I just went in with my sanding block and sanded it down as flat as I can get it. Then I sanded the whole piece down, and I applied some primer and 2 coats of paint, and I let that dry for a couple of hours. I got a more suitable drawer pull from Home Depot for about $6, and so we just put those on. So now it was time to paint the bottom of the coffee table, and so I taped off any parts that I didn't want my paint sprayer to hit, and I used a garbage bag to cover the top of it as well. And then I went in with the primer first and gave it 1 coat of the primer. So do not ever skip the primer stage when you're doing furniture, because that's what helps the paint adhere to the furniture better. Otherwise it will just scrape off. And so this is how it looked after the first coat of primer. And then I went ahead and used my sanding block to sand the whole piece down just very lightly, because I wanted to have a very clean finish. So now that I was done all of the painting, it was time to rip off all of the tape. The natural wood color of this coffee table was so beautiful. I loved it so much. I couldn't stop staring at it. But it isn't going to look farmhouse unless it has that whitewash to it. So I decided to use some white stain from Minwax, and I just applied it in small portions, and I tested a little bit before I did the rest. Once I was happy with how the small batch went, I actually applied the stain all over the whole coffee table, and then I also removed it right away because I didn't want it to look too white. I still wanted the wood to show through, and it was just like a very light whitewash. So I just applied the stain and then I wiped it off, and then I applied some more as I needed to get it to be whiter and whiter. I didn't want to go in with so much white and then leave it on for a couple of minutes and then wipe it off, and then I can't remove the white stain, right? It's easier to put some more on. So that's why I just applied it in layers, and it ended up looking super, super nice. And then I went in with my poly coat and I did 2 coats of this. And then we were all done. So here's how it looked before. And here's how it looked after. I love how it turned out. It looks so, so nice. I was so tempted to keep it, but the plan was to sell it, and I had no problem selling it at all. It went so quickly the same day for an excellent price. So follow me on Instagram to see how much I sold it for. And if you're looking for some DIY inspired merch, don't forget to visit my website at milasprojects.com. And don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell button to receive notifications. Thank you.